Hey guys, I wanted to do a video and share with you my story of how I healed myself from irritable bowel syndrome. And so I was, I believe I was about 30 years old. It was the late 90s, and I started having symptoms when I was in my late teens. And I basically just ignored it because I didn't like doctors. And but then it got to the point where I was having a hard time functioning. I was having all kinds of complications from the digestive symptoms. So I was having lots of neurological symptoms, and I had really bad arthritis to the point where I was having a hard time even doing the dishes. So I knew at that point I had to really do something about it. So the only thing I knew to do at that point was go to doctors, and of course it was the same thing with all the doctors that I saw. It was basically just, here's a prescription, call me in the morning kind of thing. So I got zero benefit from that, of course. And I did end up later on, after I really started doing my own research and got serious, I did find a doctor who was more holistic minded who recommended a higher fiber diet, which I did. And just from really improving my diet, I cut out most junk food and started eating lots of fruits and vegetables. I noticed a pretty significant improvement after probably a couple months. But I knew at that rate it might take years before I could get over this completely. So I wanted to, I wanted faster results. So I continued doing research, and I ran across a book by a guy named Bernard Jensen that's called Tissue Cleansing Through Bowel Management. Big, big sounding title there, and I didn't care as long as the guy had some, had a way that I could get better. I didn't care. So anyway, I read this book, and really the light bulb kind of went on, and I realized that this was the ticket. At least that's what I thought. I thought this has got to be, this has got to be the what's going on here. So. So he recommended doing colonics, which is basically just flushing out your colon. And I think he also recommended fasting and juice fasting and things like that. So I went on a 1 week juice fast, and I bought my own colonic board. So instead of going to a therapist, it was much nicer just doing them myself at home, and it was really simple to do. So along with the colonics, I drank lots of carrot and green and beet juice. I also was taking some really powerful herbs like cayenne and slippery elm, and I don't remember the whole thing, but I remember the name of the product I was using was called Arise and Shine. And I think it's a multi-level marketing product. But anyway, Bernard Jensen recommended these different types of herbs, so that's what I used. And the purpose of those is really to break up the impacted matter in the colon. And so I was taking the herbs. I also took a boatload of fiber. I was using psyllium husk fiber along with the herbs and the juice and the colonics. And I can tell you that after 1 week of doing these flushes and not having eaten anything for a whole week, there was more matter coming out of my colon 7 days after fasting than there was at the beginning. So I was moving out a lot of material, and I really felt good during the whole week of fasting. The only time, the colonics really take the energy out of you. So, that was pretty draining. But otherwise, I felt really good. I mean, I had a good amount of energy. I still worked while I was doing the fast. But at the end of the fast, the 7 days, I noticed that even though I was feeling really good, I was having even more spasms, even more colon spasms, which was kind of bizarre because that was one of the main symptoms. I mean, that is one of the main symptoms of irritable bowel. So that was kind of surprising. I'm not sure how I realized it, but I knew I needed to take some probiotics. And so after I think 3 days of taking the probiotics, the spasms were completely gone. As a matter of fact, all of the digestive symptoms were gone. The other symptoms like the joint pain and the neurological symptoms, all of that stuff greatly improved. Now, I think I probably did some permanent damage because I waited too long to deal with the situation. If I would have done this years prior, I probably wouldn't have done any serious permanent damage. But still, the symptoms improved greatly all around, and my digestive tract was functioning very well. And so that's pretty much the story. I no longer have irritable bowel. And like I said, so it's been, almost 20 years now. And my digestive system works very well. But that's because when I had, revamped my diet, I've stuck with it. And it took a lot of years to really get to the point where, I no longer really backslide or anything. I mean, my diet is very good, and it has been for several years now. And I think that's really, long term, that's going to be the key, is a healthy diet. And I believe that was really the cause of everything. So, but the quick solution was basically just cleaning out the digestive tract and restoring proper bacterial balance. And, when I think back on this, all that time that I suffered like that, when it was something as simple as cleaning the digestive tract and putting the good bacteria in. I mean, I really don't think that fasting was even necessary. I'm sure it helped speed up the process, but I think it was really mainly just cleaning out the digestive tract and adding the good bacteria, and that was really what was causing most of my symptoms. So I just wanted to share that in case, I know there are plenty of people out there that have irritable bowel. It's very, very common, and my guess is that for the most part it's just caused by a poor diet, but unfortunately most people won't change their diet, and they think that they're going to get a magic pill from the doctor to fix their problem, which isn't going to happen. So if you guys have any questions or comments about the video, leave them down below. I would appreciate a thumbs up if you got some value from this. My channel is all about personal growth and self-improvement, which includes everything from living a simple life to being financially free, and basically just improving any area of your life. So I have a pretty wide range of topics that I cover on my videos. So if you want to follow along, hit the subscribe button, which I believe is right down there. And thanks for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.